Dom Link is here playing Cover Commercial. Doing well because I'm having a wonderful 21st June of 2025. We are back with The Tower. So let's play The Tower. I'm excited. I am thrilled. I am ready to rock and roll. So let's fucking go. Okay, let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Dom Link is here playing. Welcome back to the show. I think Walks are having a wonderful 20th of June of 2025. Today is late. It is 8:17, which is not that late. We worked hard, and I'm a bit tired, which is such a good video. As guys know, and I'm asking you guys for a lot. But if you guys notice, on 19 June 2025, we received a lot of comments, and I answered a lot of comments, which also gave me an opportunity to check my. So, on TikTok, on Instagram, these are the two I know the requests for message, and these are when you're not friend with someone and they talk to you. And I've been getting a lot of you look tired, and I was looking at the video that I was making. I was like, you look tired, and then I was like, I asked myself the question, why am I always tired? You guys know that I have dealt with mental issues, of course, which of course, see, I'm tired, so it's a bit harder to do, which is what we're talking about right now. Yes, there's time where you saw me, I've looked more tired. I've looked, what made me tired? This is the question, right? And it's weird because I was watching the videos. So the original thought behind this video, this is not making sense, but the original thought behind the video is like, okay, well, am I really looking that tired? So I started watching content that I did before, and I've noticed that yes, I do look tired. And then, like I said, I've been dealing with mental issues. This is this unbalance your metabolism or your system, your whole system actually, and it takes a lot more energy, or you feel like you have less energy. From what I saw, from what I've read, because I did some research on the subject, not today, not for this video, in general. See this? You know what's crazy? Right now I could be taking a break from making videos because the weather's not that nice. It isn't that nice. Plus I'm gonna have to wake up at like 5 o'clock tomorrow to make some more video. So why are we awake right now? Oh, but I'm gonna be, okay, nice. I'm gonna be out. Yeah, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out and about someplace else, which is cool. I'm gonna go to, I don't know where I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go somewhere for the night sky and the morning sun. So like I was saying before I interrupted myself, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's an imbalance, right? I was looking at how I was tired, and then a weird thing happened. When you watch your own content, or you watch a certain kind of content or certain content creator, you'll be suggested, recommended some of these videos. So what we did, which is really cool, is we went to the gaming channel, and then a lot of my own videos was recommended, which is crazy because on my normal channel I get a lot of my other videos for my gaming channel to recommend it. So I don't know if the algorithm knows the same person. I hope so, because it's my fucking face. But yeah, so I was looking at how much less tired I've looked when I was working. Because you can tell the videos, you can tell by the dates when I was working and when I wasn't working. And I was like, why am I less tired here? Right? And then I asked myself, we did a video last week, and that video was, am I working so much because I feel guilty of not working? Which could be the case, right? And when I was working, I didn't have to feel guilty about anything. Because I didn't have to feel guilty, I wouldn't force myself to make a lot of videos, right? that could have been it. That could definitely be it. Was my life more balanced? That before we were talking about a chemical imbalance brought by depression, right? So could it be the case? Yes, it could be the case. It could actually be the case. But I feel like life in itself. So there's a couple of instances where I'm tired, and the whole purpose of the video is not like, oh, look at me, I'm so good, I'm tired. Is you're seeing tired people. You see people that look tired, and it's not always negative. Oh, not always negative. I just watched a movie, Maurice Richard, which is a Canadian or French Canadian hero. He's a social hero. He did so much for French Canada, you know, and he had to do so much, right? But then what he did has left fallouts of positivity through society till this day. Um, who knows what would be French if it wasn't for him? Like, yeah, in Quebec, it's sad because we don't have. Am I dreaming of there's cloud? Yeah, they're far a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to film them. Sorry, we'll try. There hasn't been that many superheroes. And when I say superheroes, I of course mean somebody like Martin Luther King. I'm of course referring to Lance Armstrong, Rosa Parks, people that have made a difference in society, you know? So, and Haiti possibly was that. Am I comparing myself to them? No. Do I understand when they're tired? Yes. There's time where I don't have luxury to, and I'm saying this, and it doesn't matter. I don't want people to be worried about me looking tired because most of the time it's a positive thing. Am I comparing myself to these people? No. Am I saying that I might be doing it a difference? What difference for myself? My apologies, that was disgusting. What if, what if that difference was for myself? What if it was 4 years, even though I didn't accomplish much, I actually accomplished changing myself? Well, the biggest change my content brought upon myself is maturing, becoming a better person. That'd be worth it, right? What if I told you to sacrifice 4 years of having less sleep? And when I say less sleep, it's not 4 years of less sleep. It's a couple of white nights, or I don't know what you guys call it in English. White night is, you know when you don't sleep? When you don't sleep? Yeah. Yeah, you don't sleep and you go to work the next day. We had a couple of that. That's sacrifices, right? If I told you that you have sacrifices a couple of days per month for 4 years to become a better person, would you do it? And if you wouldn't do it, then that's, what does that have to say, right? There's this whole like, oh, would I rather be rich and sad or poor or happy? You know? Yes, there's time when I'm tired, absolutely. But it's a good thing. I was talking about an imbalance. Now, with work, it was an imbalance of time. But at the same time, you see, when I'm, it's insane. And this shouldn't be the case, but it is the case. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about, when I'm talking about, how can I say this? When I'm talking about the imbalance, there's a plot in it. Like, for example, right? There's this self prison, there's self shackle, where you don't go out as much, you don't have as much social interaction, right? So you don't have that balance of my ID versus other people's ID, or you don't have that balance of my personal space versus other people's space. People that have brothers and sisters are way more apt at going through society than other people, just because they've had this forced training. You know, I had those two friends, and it's a beautiful thing. So this is the craziest thing. There are two sisters, Anne-Marie and Claude, and Marie-Claude and Marie-Claude, she's older, but she has ADHD, and Anne, she's younger, but she doesn't have the ADHD. And there's pictures. They're close in age. I think like a year, maybe a year and a half. There's a picture where there's a very young Anne, and there's a older Marie-Claude, and you can see that Anne is taking care of Marie-Claude, you know. So you see, even at a young age, she has responsibility. As a kid, you don't have that, you know. You can teach a kid responsibility via chores, but you gotta teach them how to act in society, you know. And then even then, you can tell about kindergarten, or this is a bit more. This is a bit more complex, but you can talk about kindergarten, right? And how at 6 years old this kid's gonna go to a school, and then he's gonna be learning social behavior. And when he's gonna be learning those social behavior, he's gonna be like, okay, well, this is my friend, this is not my friend, right? But then again, it's not perfect. There's never something that's perfect. Or Ayo, when I was in kindergarten, I was 5 years old. I was already asked to take Ritalin, you know. So therefore, I was like a different kid, right? I didn't have the same experience. Did that change something? No. Did I allow it to change something? Absolutely. Did I? You see, I've often on this channel complained about, oh well, I was a kid with ADHD. I was treated differently. No, you treated yourself differently because you had ADHD. You treat yourself in a certain way because you're like, no, dude, can't do it. I cannot do it. No, you could do it. You just didn't give yourself a chance to do it, which kind of sucks, right? But at the same time, there's so much going on. There's so much that can happen to a young kid. For example, I had the divorce is something that affects a kid. I've had a neighbor that had a young child that was my age. He wasn't there around a lot, so those social behavior. And when you get older, you realize that those social cue that you're supposed to learn when you were younger, you didn't get them, right? So when I was at work for 8 years, this is the place. This is weirdly, the place where I've had to deal with people the most time. When you see your coworker more than your own family, and these are people that you don't necessarily want to see. So you have this balance, or you have this effort that is okay. Well, I have to be nice, you know, because if I'm not nice tomorrow, I'm gonna have to deal with this problem. And to me, that's an explanation as to why. You know, you put in effort, and because you put in effort, see, I was watching something recently, and it was revenge procrastination, which is amazing. Revenge procrastination is so you don't sleep, right? And because you don't sleep, you're tired. Because you're tired, you don't do stuff, and you push them, and you push them, and you push them, and you push them until your last second, and then you do them. And because you did it at the last second, you didn't sleep at the time you were supposed to sleep, so you're tired as well, right? Which is the revenge part. You're self-sabotaging, which is amazing, because the brain, it's amazing that the brain, which is supposed to be the best thing in the body, in the anatomy, right? And we're the smartest we're the smartest beings on the planet, but it's still able to self-sabotage, right? You don't see a monkey do that. You don't see pig do that. By the way, pigs are also very intelligent. You don't see an elephant do that, although elephants are very intelligent, right? Do you see a dolphin self-sabotage? No, they're one of the most intelligent beings, right? This is part of society. Even when you're tired, in a perfect world, right? When in a perfect world, you don't have a 9 to 5, right? Your body will tell you, I'm tired. You go to sleep, right? And your body will wake up. In a perfect world, we don't have social cues for breakfast and dinner. So I'm hungry, I'm eating. I'm not hungry, I'm not eating. I don't care if it's 6 o'clock, I don't care if it's 12 o'clock. I'm not hungry, I'll eat when I'm hungry, right? You know, even as kids, the curfew, the sleep time. This is, you know, as a kid, this was the craziest thing. Also, as a kid, my father was very lax with the rules. As a kid, I was in kindergarten and I was sleeping at 7:30, and I remember this like yesterday. And then I told people at school, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're so lucky! You have to go to sleep at 6 o'clock." And I was like, "Yep, I'm lucky." And then all through middle school, so from 6 to 12, I had to go sleep at 7:30. And at 7:30, I remember, and this is some of the nicest thing ever. I remember being stuck in my room. I was told, go to sleep, I could sleep. Now, in my room, I had radio. In my room, I had books. In the summer, you can see now it's 8:30, so I still had lights. So what I would do is I would read and I would do my shit, right? And I still had to pretend like I was asleep. And it was kind of cool, even as a growing experience, because you're like, well, I have an hour. I'm gonna go sleep when I'm tired. Well, technically no. Technically no, because my father would go to sleep at 10:20, 10:30, and he would check if I'm sleeping. Bit late, dude. So for 2 or 3 hours, if I didn't get to sleep, I would do whatever I want. Or I remember this is crazy. We had a basement in my. This is actually a cool story. We had a basement in my well, where I lived, my old house. I don't own the house, so it's not mine. And we we had a fireplace, And for winter, they would always go would always go. And I was playing close attention. So what I would do is I would sleep on the other side of my bed, and I would put the light, right? And we had a wood staircase, and the wood staircase was very loud. And we would go on the wood stack, and I would put the light, and I would read Harry Potter or shit like that. And when I would hear them, and it's kind of funny because my father would always say, "Oh, my son, he loves to read. No, there's nothing else to do, you know." I did like reading though, and I would hear the wood staircase, and I would hear the cracks, and I knew that meant that they were coming up. So I would close the lights. I would close the lights. It was good times. I remember. This is so embarrassing. I had a Game Boy Advance or Color. I think it was Color too. I was playing Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Yellow, right? I swear to God, I had stolen from my parents, of course, a lamp, a little lamp. And this is something that you saw so often. And I found a position. I was sleeping on the side. I would put. I would put. I was a desperate kid. I would put the lampshade in my mouth, and I would play the game. And yeah, I was a shit. That was a shit. That was the best time. And what I would do is I would save a lot. And what you do is, it was a mathematics. So for example, your save file is 12 hours, right? And then you save, and then you say, okay, well, it's 12:50. So I know it's this time, right? It's an old trick. Sleep has always been a problem, which is possibly catching up to me when I'm older, you know, or now because I'm older. But the imbalance, and this is kind of nice. In a perfect, like I was saying, in a perfect world, when your body's tired, but even then you have shit to do. Even right now, I would be sleeping, but I got videos to do, right? I got videos to do for another hours because of that we have our chicken battles, and if I'm lucky, tomorrow's gonna be a good weather, which I think is gonna be a good weather. Yeah, I'm not sure. And we'll go out. See, right now, okay, let me just check. Right now, it's a blessing. It's vacation. Okay, cool. Right now it's vacation because yeah, tomorrow's sun. Now right now it's vacation because give me a sec. I want to film the Ninja one. It's so crazy because when you look at the videos, there's always this turning scene, but it's because I cannot go like this, you know. So it's stupid a bit, but hey. So yes, right now it's vacation for 3 days because of the poor weather, right? And the poor weather allowed me to watch. To wake up at like 8, 9 because I didn't have to catch the sunrise, you know. It's good. But now I'm working because you know, guys know that I applied for a job and I possibly will get it. The schedule is 6:45 a.m. So I'm gonna have to wake up a bit earlier than usual. I don't know why. There's a period of the day that's harder. There's a period of the day that's harder. Like for example, staying awake until the sunrise, easy. After that though, and this is I don't know. This is kind of in a very weird way. It's self-imposed, right? You self-impose yourself with some timeline. You self-impose yourself with some schedule, right? That's also cool. And yeah, super tired. There's definitely a questioning about how, because technically speaking, taking care of your mental health is super important. And mental health is actually pretty easy. Eat a couple of meals a day, sleep well. Don't put yourself in dramatic situation. Don't put yourself in a negative situation. If you know that something's bothering you, don't go back to that thing, right? And you'll be happy. As simple as that, right? I got a friend. She left. Her and her boyfriend broke up recently, and she's like, I still have feeling for him, and I was like, does he still have feeling for you? And she's like, no. So well, you know that he doesn't have feeling for you. Why you're pursuing him? So I don't know. Well, then you wonder why you're not happy, you know. But hey, that's another case of mental gymnastics. Let's call As long as you follow these, you should be happy. You mentally stable, right? There's when you're hungry, you're more aggressive. You can see, and this is kind of cool because if you see this with diet people that have diets, they'll have. This is all about. This is not about sleep. This is all about stabilization, right? Making yourself as stable as possible. You'll see people when they do a diet, they'll become very aggressive. They're not aggressive towards you. They're aggressive because they're lacking certain drugs, for example, sugar, for example, sugar, glucose. They're missing. Pretty much it, to be honest. It's pretty much it. My mom to help me lose weight, and this was also weird. My mom this is what. For food, I'm a weird guy. My mom to help me lose weight, she made me macaroni and cheese and some meat. And then okay, well, how does that help you lose weight? Well, she didn't put salt, and it felt bad. And even though it was delicious, no salt to me was almost not enjoyable. Why am I saying this is weird? Because when I have a craving for sweetness, I have craving for cookie dough. I don't know why. And when I have this craving for saltiness, it's fried chicken. So I don't know if those are my favorite food. Usually your favorite food because you're craving it, right? But in that same time, it could just be that it could be a couple of things. It could be that it's a schedule, like every single week after work to celebrate work, the company buys you pizza. You don't really like pizza, but you like pizza, but it's not your favorite food. Although you're expecting it every single week. And it has happened I'm craving pizza. Why? Because you were expecting pizza. Your brain was scheduling a nice meal on that day, or you've had it recently and it's good, right? Also, where you are, it's highly dependent on whatever you feel. Where I used to, again, my father's house, which is super close to my house. I don't know why it feels so far, but it's super close. The place we have was McDonald's. McDonald's was a fast food. It was the closest place. We had it also in St. Hubert. And you see the difference between those two. It was right away. The McDonald's was a fast food, and McDonald's was a quick meal, quick enjoyable meal. And St. Hubert was completely different because St. Hubert was more for parties and important dates, and So right away, when you're okay, let's go to a restaurant. Where we're gonna go? McDonald's. In case your birthday, we're gonna go St. Hubert. So it's always about this mentality. It's always about these preconceived notion, and how you perceive it. You perceive it that way. You perceive it another way. It's all up to you. So with tiredness, and maybe it's like that too. Maybe you're self-programmed to do stuff. For example, right now we're trying to film a sunset. There's not a lot of sunset. Yesterday we were lucky. We caught a lot of clouds. So when I look at the meadow today, what you call it? The weather report. There you go. When I look at the weather report, I looked at the cloud and I was like, wait, okay. If I film at this time, it's gonna be good. And I was supposed to film at 12. Instead, I filmed at 3 o'clock because 3 o'clock is perfect. Which is, it's complex because then I'm like, okay, well, I have to charge the phone. But if I charge the phone, well, I either do some stuff on the phone, it doesn't charge completely, or I close the phone, and I lose some time, Instead, we did a bit of both, which is why we have some battery. We have 50 minutes left to do. And then I got my battles. See, the battles, what did they bring me? Nothing. But I'm used to watching them, right? And then, it's completely crazy. It's completely nuts. For example, for a year, right? If you go to bed every single day at 10:30, right? And for some reason you were sick and you didn't sleep well or you slept too much, right? Even if you're not tired, your body will send you to sleep at 10:30. Right? But then, where's that balance? Your brain is telling you, right? We see that with women a lot when they reach a certain age. They have, the so-called baby fever or menopause. They'll have a higher libido, which means they're gonna fuck more because their body's saying, hey, you're going to have kids, it's time. For dudes, it's younger and always thinking about sex. See, for dudes, it's quicker release, so think about sex more often until a certain release, which is programmed by multiple orgasm versus an orgasm, you know, which is stuff. And it's kind of nuts because when you think about it, when you think about biologically speaking, right, men's are not meant to last in bed, right? Am I saying I cannot last in bed? No, I'll give you the best 45 seconds of your life. Don't worry about it. And you're programmed to have one release, right? Women are programmed to have multiple release. So like you'll come and come and come and come until the dude come, and when the dude come, that's enough. It's enough. No. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that because it's been going on today a lot. You know? What do I care? We're making videos together. Who gives a shit? So yeah, so when you understand that, you're programmed for a certain way, one release versus waiting till the release, and that is big making 101, right? When you understand that, it's crazy, and it's kind of nuts because I can't believe this is like that. I just can't believe. Simple human nature, you know? It's beautiful. It's been like that for millennium. It's gonna be like that for a million after that, right? This is why this is insane. I don't know if animals are like that. I don't know, but I know humans are. So like for sleeping, your body will tell you like, hey, I need to sleep, or hey, I need to wake up. You know. And I mean, you impose yourself some schedule. You impose yourself some things to do. Just like that, they don't have a lot of time to. When you sacrifice something, you sacrifice sleep. The first thing you sacrifice, because like, okay, well, I don't have a choice. So you know, and then you sleep and you sleep and you sleep, and then because you need to recuperate. You know, it's just nature, or human nature in this case, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All you have to do is follow your body, but then your body doesn't dictate everything. You know, society will tell you, hey, you need to do a 9-5, or you need to do a 5 to 12, or a 12 to 6. You know, and that's just the way it is.
Sorry. I don't know what you're doing. Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Oh my God, it's gonna kill my bird.
They weren't talking to me, they were talking to each other.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
let's see.
I apologize. Well, you're so shitty, but it's okay. So yeah, I've been looking tired, and you see, this is where kind of works. So I was working more. When I was working, I was making videos. I was kind of working more, but my brain was able to convince itself that, hey, you're doing the good thing, because again, you have to work 7 to 8. When I make video, it's a want. When I work, it's a need. My brain understands the difference between that. It's like, fuck your videos, go sleep, versus, well, you know what, you're tired and you gotta work, so fucking let's go, you know? Think about it, it's insane, because it's not the first concept you would think about. It's far from being the first concept you would think about. It barely makes sense, but somehow it does, you know? Somehow it does. So I was allowing myself to get more tired by working. And at the same time, this was not because I remember days of working where I would work way more. I would do some 15, 16 hours. And then I won't even sleep 8 hours, you know? And I was wondering how I could do that. Maybe motivation played a factor. Motivation played a factor in a sense of this is giving you energy. See, it's a lot of different things. For example, a lot of people, when it's raining, they're gonna want to sleep because there's nothing else to do. And it's just, well, biologically speaking, it could be the case. You take bears, you take squirrel, you take a lot of animals. They go into hibernation, you know. That could be weather related. Could be. But then also weather related, we saw the last couple of days. there was a heat wave. I was more tired because it was so hot. And you spend energy, you spend calories maintaining your body temperature. Your body temperature is at 37 usually. Because it's hotter, you'll get hotter. Your body will reach a certain temperature. I don't know how much you can reach. But then, even then, like I doubt it's not because when it's warmer. This is crazy. But when you're warm and you sweat, and you're sweating droplets and then droplets and then droplets. But then you're drinking a liter, 2 liters of water. You're not sweating 2 liters, right? So where does all that body go? That water goes? Maybe it's self-preservation. Maybe it's self-preservation. Oh, schnitzel. You didn't tell me this time. Disappointing. You usually tell me when you stop. This close. I'm gonna be right back.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, self-preservation. Your body will tell you, hey, it's really warm. You need to have reserve of water. Maybe that's why. Or just people living. Oh, this is actually interesting. So people living in high altitude. So people living in mountains and shit like that. They have a different. Well, it's not a different set of lungs. It's different for lungs for sure, because the quality of the air is different there. So they do that. Or also in Spanish countries or Mexico or Spain, the water isn't super good. So a lot of people, they're gonna come and drink the water, and then have what they call a turista. There's an interesting thing with Spanish. I believe it was a battle with the conquistador, and the conquistador, how they won is they gave corn to the enemy. Now that corn in particular was not poison, but they gave him food poisoning, and because they ate it for so long, they didn't have a problem. They didn't have a problem with eating that corn. However, when the invader came in and ate that corn, so that's kind of crazy. That's kind of like the system, right? And then the quality of sleep. For example, if I'm obsessed with making content, of course I'm gonna have a lesser quality of sleep because I'm programming myself to wake up and right away go to work. I was talking to you guys about last week when I was really not feeling good. I was talking about the first thing that I mentioned was like, why do the first thing when I wake up is make content, right? Like that's what I want to do, and it's just tough. It's just really tough, in a sense of why. Well, the first thing you have to understand is how much sleep do you need. And people will say there's a general consensus for sleep. That's not true. It's not true. People say, oh, you need to sleep 8 hours. You do, but not everybody, because people are going to be different for their activities. Older people sleep very little. Older people sleep very little because they do so little. They don't really sleep, right? Which I believe could be linked to a lot of old people having kind of mental issues because they're away for so long. Your body will need it's complex because when you go to sleep, in my book, you recover both physical and mental health. I don't know. Maybe your body doesn't need sleep, but your mental does, or maybe your mental does, but your body doesn't. There's time where you're awake and you're thinking, I feel like sleeping. You cannot go to sleep, right? What causes that? Oh, by the way, small fun fact. I was watching TikTok today. I'm doing that movement. If you don't know what that movement is, good for you. If you know, they were talking about how dolphin, their clicks was good for cerebral palsies. paralysis. And I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's an incredible. That's incredible, you know. Going back to why I always seem so sleepy, it's because I allow myself to get sleepy, you know. There's a bit of a lack of discipline in my part, of dude, you're tired, go to sleep. There's a bit of a greed there, of wanting to work more. There's a part of it that's a workaholic, right? But it's the workaholic thing is so weird, because I have this plate of wood, and I have a nail, right, and I have a hammer, right. I'm a workaholic. No matter what, I'm gonna nail this piece of wood. Technically speaking, it'll take 2 or 3 hits with a hammer. Nail is in, right? But then if you want to make sure, a 4th, a 5th, and if you really want to make sure, a 6 or 7, right? But if you do it 20 times, yes, you're working, but are you really working, right? This is where the workaholic is coming in. With the workaholic, and this is every single thing of ism, workaholism, shopaholic. You feel like they need to shop, and you need to shop, and you need to shop, and you need to shop, even though you don't need stuff. The alcoholism, the incapacity to be, not drink, right? Capacity to not drink. Imagine, and every single other drug is only this one that has ism, right? Why? You know, to me it's weird. To me this is weird. But then again, if you look at alcohol, which is also something crazy, somebody took a fermented fruit that was not good to eat, squashed it and drank it. This is not how it happened, of course, but yeah. So I believe what happened is they saw monkeys acting all fucked up, and the monkeys, they have this knowledge of if a fruit is fermented, it will make you act funny. So what they do is they get drunk. You see, this is insane. Monkeys are so close to human beings, they'll get fucked up. Imagine the road to being closer to the humankind, which is the supreme race of Earth, was to get fucked up, right? Would that be crazy? But then you see monkeys that have a facility to learn, and this is also beautiful because those gorilla, macaque, what you call it, orangutan, they have this knowledge to learn like sign language, right? And this is a beautiful way to communicate. See, animal could talk. They just don't have the vocal cord like humans. For example, if you see a parrot, the parrot's super smart. It'll just reproduce the vibration that you do with your mouth, right? Is there a certain knowledge on what he's saying? I don't know. Like, for example, it's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of cool. So a bird, birds are surprisingly intelligent. Some of them are very smart. Some of them are stupid but smart. So for example, there's this back in the days, we used to use, not in my days, thank God, not that old, thank you. We used to use pigeon carrier, right? A pigeon carrier, they have something in their beak, right, that make them know the north. So that's how they direct themselves. But even then, you take a crow, super smart. You take a raven, extremely smart. You take a parrot, and then you say, okay, well, the parrot can talk. Is the parrot able to talk, or is this reproducing sounds? And now I know what you're saying. Whenever a parrot says Coco wants a cracker, right, he knows what he's doing. Well, technically yes, technically no. There's dogs that are a lot less, I love dogs, I'm a dog person, a lot less smart, right? And the dog will have buttons, and they'll learn that, okay, well, this button will give me treats. You know? Is he as smart as the parrot? No. Parakeet's in French. I don't know why I said it in French. We did watch a French movie today, which was good. It was really good. So yeah, for sleep, lack of discipline. Go to sleep, don't go to sleep. You know? It's just a way to think about it. It's just a way to think about it, you know? But then at the same time, it's so fucked up. Because you're like, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. If I'm forcing myself to go to sleep and I'm not sleeping, is it better than stopping myself from sleeping, right? There's an unbalance somewhere, which is putting your child to bed too early or too late, right? Your child, which is the simplest thing, your child will believe you. If you tell the child, go to sleep at 9 o'clock, the child will stay up until 9, or be tired, but will stay up until 9. Because you told him to do so, and he believes you, Definitely a part of the brain. Brain activates and dictates how you sleep, how you wake up. Alarm clock. Alarm clock is destructive because you're mid-sleep. You're not that sleeping, but you wake up, right? Imagine the person who invented alarm clock, which is absolutely phenomenal. Their plot was like, hey, I'll look at a certain time, right? I have to wake up. And we're saying this is the crazy thing also. An alarm clock will disrupt your sleep, and it will be terrible for your sleep, right? With a rooster, and a rooster will sing. So the farmers, what they used to do is they would have one rooster, because the farmer would work, and this is all documented. They would work from sun up to sundown. That was their shift, right? And at sunset, there was nothing they could do because the animal was sleeping, and the plants didn't need water because they didn't have. See, the water for the plants is both photosynthesis, which is the effect of having energy, which takes energy to transform energy, but also water in itself because it also the sun in itself because just like human, they have to cool their own body. They have to cool their own body, which is, I've had courses. My father used to live on a farm. I've had courses on how certain flowers belong together and other flowers don't belong together. My father had a raspberry plant, right? And he would put those fucking ugly flowers. They were fucking ugly next to them. And I remember I was like, yo, I don't like it. But where do you put it there? Well, this will bring bees to this will bring bees so they can make sure that we have raspberry, which was clever, And my father would get mad at squirrels because he had hazelnut tree, and the hazelnut tree, the squirrel will always come and pick it up, right? But if you have a vast field, this is the things. Even if you look at worms, they used to be a blessing because what they would do, which is unbelievable. So ants would do a tunnel in the dirt. A worm will do a giant tunnel. It's really good because the water would go in the tunnel and feed every single plant and every single root. So it was really, really good. And yeah, but then at the same time, a worm didn't have that much of a lifespan to begin with, so they would die, and they would put compost for the plants, right? So it was good. Very good. This is all thing that you learn. Yeah, so back for sleeping because side tangent, and last side tangent. Of course, this is natural human being, but if there's behavior and if there's the brain and how it works, right? I'm actually impressed. You didn't give me shit. See, I was wrong. I don't know yet. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe there's just this period of getting used to. Like this guy, no matter what we do, he's gonna talk. He's gonna talk. He's gonna talk. He's gonna talk. He's gonna yap. Right? There's just like, no matter what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna stop you from streaming. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have very different parents, right? My mom, she saw a video. She's like, what else people streaming? I'm like, don't worry, mom, you just drink. It's like, listen. My mom said, just lock the door. It's okay, mom. And my father saw the video. And he said, next time they stream at you, I want you to film them. So when I go, I'm gonna go to your building. I'm gonna talk to them. Are you crazy, man? Don't do that. It's just a very different mentality, which I adore because this is how I was raised, right? I was talking about sleeping. Yes. And there's also this part of, yes, feeling guilty. So feeling because you don't work, and because you don't work, and I meant what I said. There's a part of me that was like, hey, you're not working, you need to work. This is how you're raised. You know, you're raised. I was raised in a fucked up way of school is your job. I have my job, school is your job. If you want to feed the family, you have to go to school. I'm like, oh, okay, my God, I need to go to school. You know, I couldn't skip school because I had to feed my family. This is how I was raised, right? So I think there's this subconscious way of actually subconscious need to work. This subconscious need to do something. Maybe it's the ADHD also. This need to move. The way your brain is wired is different, right? But then at the same time, it's so weird because it is so weird. It doesn't make any sense. There's been years where I wasn't working, I wasn't making content, I was playing video games. So where did I get my fulfillment of work, you know? I don't know how this works. And there's also a part of me that likes being tired. You see, this wasn't my explanation, but this just came to me. Today I was working out, and yesterday we worked out, we had sweat. And today we worked out, we had sweat. And I didn't feel satisfied because we used to work out 2 months ago, and I was working, my workouts were much better. And I was like, oh, I need to get back into the groove thing. I need to be achieving what I was achieving. That way, in 2 months, I will be achieving so much more, you know? And, yeah, and it's stupid because, see, mosquito. It's on the phone. It's on the phone, it's smelling me. Come on. I want to start back my phone. It's in between. There you go. Didn't even get it, but I caught you. I didn't even get it, but I caught you. See, and this is nuts because this also makes sense. I should have been satisfied I was sweating, right? I got it. I should be satisfied I was sweating. I should be satisfied, but I'm not. Why? And it's crazy because, like when I'm working out, right? Sweating is your body reaction to effort. It is also your body. Okay, so this is a question of perception. This is not true. This is not factual. This is a question of perception. Your body. Oh shit. I don't know if I did it for a while. Your body will also tell you, hey, you're sweating. That means you're exerting yourself. You're exerting yourself a little bit too much, or in a good way, right? You would see fucking bodybuilder. You go to work out, they don't sweat. They don't sweat because their body is used to it, you know? I challenge you to find a video of 2025 with Samsung like where sweating. You won't. There's so many of them. Today it was nuts. I had flies on my legs. Flies. Because of the dead meat that is itching. You know? But yeah, so with sweating it should have been happy. With the tiredness, it's not tiredness, it's repeated tiredness. So it's every single day where I meant like, okay, well, you should go to sleep. No, let me do one more. Let me do 2 more, you know? And then, even though we don't have a clear schedule, my schedule is super simple. 5 o'clock in the morning for the sunrise. 2 o'clock, because I got people in the life. And then 9 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock, sorry, for the sunset. That's my schedule. I'm gonna wait for these 3. I don't care. It's that because those should be a major part of the day, you know? And this is crazy because these are my work schedule, right? My leisure schedule is from 9:30 to 12. So I got my TikTok matches. And it's nice because I get to stream doing that. So I get to stream some Fortnite, which is, you know, I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue. something has to give. You know, but what gives? And what is the first thing to give? And why is it the first thing to give? I think as a human, we have this huge problem where we think we need something we don't. I was talking about shopaholic, workaholic. I was talking about alcoholism, the obsession with something that we don't need. You know, with alcoholism is a bit more though because it's physical. It's physical. So shopaholic, when you look at it, it's kind of crazy, right? With alcoholism is the first that's non-natural. So alcohol is natural in itself, but you know what I mean. So with a shopaholic, it would be a ingrained in our DNA of we are. When you look at the caveman, you look at two people, the hunter and the berry pickers. Berry pickers, and it's not necessarily collecting, but it's like harvesting. It's like harvesting. It's like putting things aside, so you constantly feel like you don't have enough. Like for example, in my case, if you saw my walk-in, there's so much food. There's so much fucking food. You know, it's not a question of do I have enough. I do have enough. Collector, I guess, but not collector in the sense of I need to have a collection. Collector in the sense of I need to have a bunch of stuff. Like orders is a sickness where you feel like this is important, this is important, this is important. And you have this uneasiness of just separate yourself as something, you know. A lot of people with weight issues because they weren't allowed to eat certain meals as a kid. So then they feel like they have, you know, I don't know. In the workaholic, also traces a DNA of always trying to find something and always working. See, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that back in the days, like the 1700s, the 1800s, people didn't live that old. So maybe because you have a short time on the planet, maybe you're supposed to. How can I say that? You're supposed to do more than you have. But even this perception is flawed. You're not supposed to do enough. You're not supposed to do more with the time you have. You're supposed to do the same amount of things with less time, you know? There's always this question. There's always this question like, oh, I wish the day at 25 hours. The day at 25 hours, would things change for you? And in most cases, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't change. Because you got this perception of all I'm doing is important, you know? Like tomorrow, they just told me there's going to be a warning. And I'm going to get the answer for the job tomorrow, so it's important, you know? And also, there's this feeling of, how crazy would it be if I always believed that content creation wouldn't work? And the reason why, this is thinking out loud, brainstorming together, right? What if it was all a reason? Or it's simply a perception? Let's go with perception, why not? Let's go with perception, why not? Last time, let's go with perception, why not? What if it was the feeling of, we're gonna have to go back to work one day, and when we go back to work, we're gonna have less time to do stuff. But you know, it's so different. It is so different. And again, I'm not complaining. Life is what it is, right? But I'm seeing a very young Ink 3 years ago, okay? And I see this passion to make videos. And this passion to make videos because, holy shit, you know, this is brand new to me, first of all. Second of all, I have time to do like 8 videos per day. I think those 8 counts, you know. Right, so the reason as to why I was watching videos is, first of all, because I fucking love myself, duh. But second of all, which is the real reason, somebody came to me. I was like, holy shit, this is a rare can of Monster. I thought that guy was full of shit, to be honest. He told me, this is a rare can of Monster. What do you do with a can? I fucking drink it, bro. What do you think? So then I went to Google, it was right. It was rare. I heard this story before. Right? And then I fucked up because back in those days, this was before my talk with Janice. Janice is the one that convinced me to put product picture on taste test. That's why all of the beginning is there's no pictures, there's no thumbnail. And there wasn't a month again. How do I feel about doing a thumbnails? I don't know. Doing a thumbnails. You see, for somebody like me that doesn't edit, wow. I wasn't gonna say this, but for someone like me that doesn't edit, doing a thumbnail is the most professional shit I do all day. You know? You know? It does feel more professional. It does feel like we're not. There's this desire. Of, like, for example, what I love is somebody like, well, it's different. Somebody like Outdoors Boy. You know, we're gonna go for 3 weeks to do one video. All I have to do is one thumbnail, and the rest is just footage. And there's montage. And this guy is crazy because he brings a GoPro. Now, just for information, the GoPro batteries will last, well, I don't know, mine lasts in 2 hours, 3 hours at the most. Yeah. It's not great. It isn't great. It's not great at all. How does he do it? He brings 20 batteries. He was talking about how much place it took in his bag. It's like, he was like, he did one interview. And he was like, there's the survival side and there's the production side. And the guys are almost as full, you know. But yes, if this is new because we're almost at 1 hour. I can only do 1 hour per videos for TikTok. Otherwise, thank God, imagine the number of videos I would do of 14 hours. And I can do it, bro. Don't fucking test me, bro. I do it. I feel like it sucks. Sitting tired all the time, it sucks. And even when you rest, you don't feel like you're resting. Like, this is stupid, but when I was young, my parents wake up, have breakfast, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, have a cup of something. If I ever have some merchandise, we have a cup of something, which is gonna be a cup of I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find something, you know. Cup of noodle, cup of something. Sounds good too. It sounds really good. And for them, waking up was okay. Well, for my father was gonna read a journal. For my mom, it was like watching her show. My mom actually didn't have like a morning routine. My mom didn't have a morning routine. My mom was waking up. If we had to leave at 8:30, mom was waking up at 8 o'clock. That was her morning routine. I got to sleep in. My father was like, no, I'll wake up 2 hours before. They fought so often because of that. I missed it. They fought so much with that because in the book of my father, mom was always late. But in my book, my father was always early. My mom was in normal time, but she was late for him. You know? I don't have that ritual. Because I don't have that ritual, does it feel like I wake up? No. Then again, okay, if I can do stroll TikTok, stroll Instagram, go on Pornhub, good plan actually. But no, I'm gonna have to make content, you know? It sucks, but it's also very positive. Very, very positive. It's going on the phone because it's missed it. It's yesterday I killed a mosquito, and it had blood in it, so I think it's my blood. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, my blood on the wall. Which is not the first time. Not the first time. It sucks to be asleep always, but I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up one day. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm done making content. I'm gonna be watching my content, or I'm gonna have kids. And say, what the fuck was that talking about 2 years ago? I'm looking at those videos when this how tired I am, and I'm like, holy fuck, I worked hard. It's a sense of pride, right? Now, how worth it is to be prideful versus being tired? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. That's the fun of life. You never know. Well, you know what, this is it for this video. I love you guys. Take it easy. Don't blink if you blink. Welcome back to the show. Guys are doing well for having a wonderful day. This is another video for the gaming channel. This is numero 3 of 2 days. You're gonna find me extremely annoying, but we are still talking about Gundam G Eternal. So I gotta say, I was lucky enough, extremely lucky, to be one of the first guys to play it. Not because I'm popular, not because I got an access code, not because I played when it released. I got one version of the game and it's recorded, so that's good. And I got another version of the game, which is right now. I'm gonna say those improvements they made, how they show the passive skills, how they show that there's more music. You're playing a fucking song when you're battling. It's just so good. Once again, G Eternal is phenomenal by the fact that it's a piece of history. Literal history. It is anything that you want. For example, you know, with the only one I can see doing that is One Piece kinda. The reason why One Piece kinda is because One Piece kinda has shitty graphic. So you look at the first season of One Piece and it's completely different. If you look at Bleach, the first season, and if you look at Bleach, okay, so never mind. Okay, if you look at it ended when? It ended with the Arrancar War, right? So if you look at the Arrancar War, if you look at the first episode, it's the same thing. If you look at Naruto, the first episode, and you look at Naruto, the last episode, it's the same thing. Now Boruto looks better, that's of course, but still. The testament of time is by how shitty it looked and how different it looked. You know, I just got a new. By the way, I was looking for my favorite gun. Oops, my phone is too hot. It's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm getting destroyed by mosquito. You're gonna be hearing me complain about mosquito, but I live a good life, and this is the biggest, and I do mean the biggest. Oh shit. The fuck? It's okay, weird. It fell. Well, it's coming from the freezer. It's probably the ice just melting. Yeah, so it's such a good game, and it's such a good game. Like for example, I didn't like the first season, but now it makes more sense. Like for example, the fact that you took a civilian and you made him a killing machine, and I wasn't okay with that. The fact that he saw enemies that he respected enough to be like, yo, is this the enemy? The fact that you don't ever know with Gundam who's the enemy. Like for example, my favorite Gundam so far is Gundam Seed, and Gundam Seed, well, you're the enemy, you know. So with that game, it's just phenomenal. And I'm sorry to say, a lot of the gacha, they're gonna be 5 players. You go against somebody. With this one, it's so cool because you're literally on a battlefield. It's literally like a tactic RPG. What I do is I do auto. Now I have some great news for Gundam. I got some amazing news for Gundam. Possibly the best news ever. I told you guys how uncomfortable I felt with Gundam. Reason as to why is super simple. Gundam is my very first playthrough with no commentary, right? I told you guys that multiple times already. I didn't feel comfortable with that. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to check out every single series. I'm going to give you my general ID. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to go on the fan page of Gundam. And I'm going to be reading the fan page for this series. Mosquito. I didn't get him. I'm slow as fuck, boy. Oh, hell no way. So yes, we could be doing this series and series after series after series. Because again, and I miss it again. The fact is, even at my best, I don't know much about Gundam, and I'm sorry to say, I'm very sorry to say, I don't know yet. But for now, from what I've seen from Gundam, I'm not tempted to be watching the series. Not because it's not good, but because the game in itself gave me enough satisfaction for being it, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe in the next season, the future season, I'll be like, this shit is so good. I have to watch it. Honestly speaking, I was a huge fan of Seed. Seed really, I really liked it. The first series, because aesthetic wise, it's not good enough, you know. But at the same time, such a good game, such a good game. Then, I mean, there's a show to it. I was a bit nervous because I really grinded the first 3 weeks. I really grinded, and I got my full level. I know it's gonna be more than that. By the way, there's something weird that happened. Very weird. We have a second Yu-Gi-Oh! So the guy that I get for free, the guy with the horn, we have a second one with the shields. I don't know why we didn't get him the first time. So to me, it's kind of weird, but hey, yeah, it's just fun. Right now, we're having a lot of fun with it. We did a boring part already, which was the training stage, which was 17, which gives you 1,700. We got a new one. My favorite Gundam, by the way, is Builder. Love the Builder. There you go. I got you. Motherfucker. I got you. We were trying to, and there was no blood, so it didn't bite me yet. I don't know if you say the mosquito bite you or didn't bite you. I don't give a single fuck. And that's pretty much it. So when I continue playing the game, right now this is my favorite game. There's another one, and there's another one which is Summoner Wars, Rush, which sounds amazing, but I don't know how much I'm gonna like this game. Right now we're focusing on Gundam, because Gundam right now is super easy. And a couple factors. It's fast, it's simple, but you get level up, so you get your energy back, so, you know. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Salut, c'est ton chemin. Fait que c'est bien, j'espère que tu passes une belle journée en ce 20 janvier 2025. Aujourd'hui, on s'est fait un petit film québécois. On va faire une petite revue au français de France. Non, français de Montréal aussi. Puis je suis fier, mais extrêmement fier de parler d'un film que j'ai grandi avec. Un film qui parle d'un héros québécois. Un héros. Non, c'est pas de la vigueur. Non. Maurice Richard, c'est un héros, ça? Oui, merci. Fait qu'on a vu un téléfilm Maurice Richard très dernièrement, aujourd'hui. Puis j'en parlais parce que c'est drôle, on parlait de travail, d'anglais, en français, je parlais de Maurice Richard. Fait que Maurice Richard, le film en tant que tel, moi, sincèrement, le hockey, ça m'intéresse peu. Je suis pas un sportif, on va dire que j'allais faire 5 et 4. J'ai dit, le sport, c'est non. C'est trop de bris de cœur, c'est trop de peine, de rage antérieure, non contrôlée, tu comprends? J'ai fait le film, j'avoue que c'est un film que j'ai adoré. Tu sais, quand je pense à des héros québécois, malheureusement, je pense à Pat Béliveau, je pense à Louis Cyr, je pense à. Je dis Pat Béliveau, mais c'est Jean Béliveau, mais c'est Patrick Roy. Oopsies. J'en pense pas tant que ça. Tu sais, puis même Louis Cyr, je m'excuse, le film, j'ai pas tant trippé ce film que ça, c'est un bon film, chose que c'est. Faut pas tripper, là, je trippe plus sur Ménage à 3 avec Martin Matt que ça, tu sais, moi dire. Mais j'ai vraiment trippé ce film. J'ai vraiment trippé ce film parce que c'est quelque chose qui est plus. Comment je dis, un trou de cul. C'est quelque chose qui est plus récent, tu sais. Moi, j'ai pas vécu, mon père l'a vécu un peu, mes grands-parents l'ont vécu. Tu sais, c'est pas mon arrière-grand-père a vécu dans la grande misère, mon arrière-grand-père. Je sais pas c'est quoi le reste. Puis mon grand-père, je sais pas. Malheureusement, mes aïeux, j'aimerais ça connaître plus, c'est trop longtemps. 3 slaps de Joe Louis, ici, ça y a là. Ça se mérite, mon chum. Et un maringouin de moins. Génocide de maringouin aujourd'hui, bro. C'est ça qui se passe. Fait que le film en tant que tel est super bon. Écoute, je suis pas un gars de hockey. Tu sais, Le film de Maurice Richard, oui, c'est du hockey, mais c'est plus politique que hockey. Puis c'est pas politique. Tu sais, c'est. Ok, on va le mettre comme ça. Ok. J'ai trouvé sur le film parce que c'est pas hockey, c'est politique. Malgré que je veux aujourd'hui faire une pétition, on va faire une pétition pour que Race Canada rapporte Demain des hommes. C'était tellement bon cette affaire-là. Je sais pas que c'est arrivé, c'est tellement bon. Ils ont fait ça pourquoi? Je sais pas. Mais comme je te disais, c'est pas hockey, c'est politique. Puis, quand je te dis c'est politique, principalement la politique, c'est social, plus que politique. C'est différent, ça vaut la peine, ça. Tu vois? Fait que, là, j'écoute le film, je connaissais l'histoire un peu, c'est comme le pop Maurice Richard, etc., Mathieu. Mais j'ai vraiment trippé ses caractères, les personnages. J'ai vraiment trippé. À part le beau-frère, il m'a fait chier, le beau-frère. Le beau-frère m'a fait chier pas un peu, là, tu sais. Ton fameux gars. Ouais. Ton fameux gars des Il était une fois, là. Je t'ai bien aimé dans l'auto d'une fois, mais reste là-dedans, mon chum. J'ai pas trippé là-dessus. La femme, c'est fantastique. Le père de Maurice Richard, le beau-père en fait, qui était un petit peu trop cul, mais c'est comme ça que les hommes du Québec on était. Tu comprends? On était des gens aigris et pas très bien commodes, comme ce qu'ils dirions. Le grand-père lui-même. Le grand-père lui-même dirait que ce serait pas commode. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Fait que, mais le film en tant que tel, c'est que tout le monde il a pas cru à. Puis j'ai pas été méchant, mais tout le monde qui disait ah ben Maurice est trop fragile, Maurice est trop petit. Tu sais, ça fait penser un petit peu à ces biscuits là. Tu vois? J'ai d'en tuer une autre. Il y en a une, c'est direct ça. Il en a tué 4 en même temps, ça. Je te jure, je me fais mordre là, ça n'a pas de sens. Je me sens sucré parce que je suis gros. Tu sais, un petit peu de Louis Cyr en moi, faut croire. C'est ça, fait que, tu sais, Maurice qui fait que, malgré tout, aussi, malgré toutes je te dirais, qui le monde qui était contre lui. C'est quand même débrouillé, là. Puis, je m'excuse, il y a beaucoup de gens que j'adore, qui sont ces chums dans le film. Mais mon personnage préféré, c'est moi, bien sûr, c'est Maurice, bien sûr. Mais mon deuxième personnage préféré, moi, c'est le coach ici. J'ai tellement broyé quand le gars, l'anglophone, qui disait les fucking Frenchies, là, les fucking pea-soup, là. En passant, regarde-moi ça. 2, 6, 3. On va rentrer dedans, je pense. On va rentrer dedans, je pense, parce que je suis tanné. Avec les jambes, là, qui sont martelées de morceaux, là. Ça va pas laisser mon sang, Lui, c'est le seul. Puis il disait pas, il a pas parlé du passé. Il parlait du futur. Il a dit comme de quoi que si le monde ne parle pas français aujourd'hui, dans 50 ans, le français serait mort. Maintenant, c'est pas vrai. C'est pas parce que si tu regardes en Afrique, ça parle français. Si tu parles en France, si tu regardes en France, ça parle français. Mais au Québec, il va être mort. Et on veut pas ça. Tu sais. Puis je m'excuse de le dire, mais même. Le film, je l'ai vu quand il est sorti au cinéma, là. C'était là au cinépark, quelque chose comme ça, là, je me rappelle plus. Ça fait longtemps en style, là. Mais ouais, on a vu le film quand il est sorti. Il y en a deux. Un. Il doit en avoir un. L'autre, il est juste là. T'as deux, c'est. Deux ben ouais, morts. Je suis tanné de me faire manger tout rond, c'est. Là, on oublie quoi? On oublie ça. Et on oublie ça, pis c'est fini. C'est que. Bon.
Degustation Dollarama. Tu as tant été demandé par vous le chat.
Thick. Tu. Fucking mosquito. Je sais pas, bonhomme. Je sais pas, bonhomme. Non? Avec tout le respect de cette cour. C'est de la merde. J'ai rien fait. Il n'y a pas de preuve. C'est des oui-dire. Je sais pas là, je sais pas pour. Mais ça vaut pas grand chose là. Mais petites affaires. Ok. C'est preuve. On était ensemble. Je sais pas. Ça ne se travaillait pas. Encore les dessus? Il y en a? Oui, c'est ça le Québec moderne. Tu. Cool. I'm tired, dude. Holy. Ouais, exposé, mon homme.
Même pas bu d'alcool au party, vous pouvez demander à mon chum. Pris une goutte pour y goûter. Écoute, j'ai même pas bu d'alcool au party. Même pas bu d'alcool au party, vous pouvez demander à mon chum. Pris une goutte pour y goûter.
My God, yes. T'es. Peut-être. Tu me l'as dit, mon chum. Bon.
C'est 6 pouces, bro. Il est droit, là. Il est pas courbé à gauche ou à droite. Là. Il monte droit en haut. Son souper va être payé.
Ok. Bon, ici là. Je dormais moi là. Encore, attends. That rush. Nina's gorgeous, dude. Choo choo. Look at that.
I'll talk to Johnny Fratto while I'm waiting for you real quick. Hey, Johnny, I don't have much time, but what is this? You're representing Medicaid?
I just wanted to touch base with you and tell you that
Medicated Pete did a great job on that movie, Dead on Arrival.
Now, when did you start representing Medicated Pete?
Well, I actually don't represent Medicated Pete, but somebody called and, they were looking for Eric, and, it was one of those things that Eric didn't want to do.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Wow, again, a job that went to someone else.
I got called, and so, they already had Medicated Pete in mind anyway. So I figured, why not,
What was the role again?
Well, the role was a good role. It was a part of a guy that, it's a remake of the old movie Dead on Arrival. So Medicated Pete got love scenes with a hot girl and everything. It's pretty wild.
And what was Eric's objection to the movie?
Well, he didn't want, somehow the guy's a killer or something, and he didn't want to be involved with being a killer.
Oh, hold on a second. Eric, you there?
Yes, of course he is.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know you. I had no idea you were off
Shut up.
Already. Already.
What Johnny is saying.
Oh shit.
He never once approached me with this role.
You never said to me. I did approach you. I said, would you be...
No, you did not.
Did I ask you, can you be a killer?
Yeah.
And you said, no, I'm not capable of being a killer, even though it's pretend. And I told you, Eric, even though you can't really fire a gun, you could still fucking pretend to fire a gun. Nobody knows that you can't fire a gun. I mean, the one guy in the fucking Forrest Gump that had one leg. Do you think they really cut that guy's leg off to make him have one leg?
Eric, can I just say something? Can I jump in here listening to this? And I'm sure George Takei is aghast at this.
He's mad at George too right now. I just heard a message that he was yelling about George.
Oh, really? Why is he mad at George?
Tell him, Mary.
All I'm going to say is I have to respectfully disagree with George's opinion on the fact that I'm not an actor.
You're not, because George hit it right on
Yes,
the head.
I know.
You cannot possibly. You just lost a role to Medicated Pete because of your attitude.
Wow.
Eric, if you're serious about acting, your attitude is crazy. You're playing a character. If you play a gay, psychopathic killer, it doesn't mean you're gay or a psychopathic killer. It just means you're playing a role. All right, let's just move on. The role written for the board. And you won't be any other character other than you. That's not acting.
I have my name in credits on TV show. They don't fucking do that for extras. I have had my name on the back of DVD tapes. They don't fucking do that.
Because I get you these roles that are tailor-made for you. Medicated Pete just took a great...
I am a fucking actor.
Eric.
And damn here.
What? Wait, Johnny, hold on for a second. Johnny, hold on for a second. What, Eric?
I've been acting on this damn show for 10 damn years.
Acting
This is not
what?
my real. This is not my real personality, you dumbasses.
Wow.
Well,
This is acting.
Oh, what is that? Wait a second. Then what is the real Eric? What is the real Eric?
A nice, easy to get, along with person.
Oh.
Then prove it. Reveal the real Eric.
I wanna
need to
see
meet him.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
me too.
Yeah, we'd love to meet him.
Eric's a shit cock.
I do myself.
All I know is I get letters from the real Eric, and every day he sounds like you're demented.
Dedicated Pete didn't call me a motherfucker one time during this whole film.
What?
So,
Howard, you did give Eric another job because Eric got a job on a TV show on FX called Legit. That came from you.
right.
That's a brand new, and that came from you. So
And Eric didn't want to tell us that.
Right.
taking that role, except for that the time ain't right, and we got to readjust their schedule.
Eric, so you lost a role that that Medicated Pete took, and he got to make love to a woman in it.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Because Johnny did not
you
tell me
shit.
about this till an hour or two ago.
About the killer. You had to be a killer. You told me.
Would you have taken Eric? Would you have taken the role seriously?
As a killer, Howard.
Would you play a killer?
Yes.
Who has the
Whoa.
And by the way, Howard, I also got your a sponsorship deal with Eco Solar, the people that make this
I'm curious.
on Twitter.
like any other PR person that protects their clients.
How?
They dispute the bullshit that is being said
Yeah,
about
but I have an
Oh
agent.
my
I have
God.
an agent. I get terrible comments about me on Twitter to the point that they drove me off of there. How would my agent doesn't go on Twitter and defend me?
Yeah. Yeah. And Howard, you got a big sponsorship. You got a great sponsorship deal with a company.
No, I heard that. I heard it already. John. I'm just trying to get to. All right, look, guys, I gotta go. Congratulations to Medicated Pete and his acting role. Eric, sorry to hear you missed out on a role. You gotta loosen up. Thanks.
Speaking of Romo, Howard, you got that back.
All right, Eric and Johnny, thank you, and I hope your relationship is all right. Thanks, guys.
what about that, John?
You know, the thing about it is, Donald Trump, don't let him fucking, there's more pussy for him. Let everybody be gay.
Absolutely.
Make more girls like everybody.
I told him that too. Right, Johnny. Johnny, very wise. Eric, you'd be smart to listen to Johnny. All right, thanks, guys.
Johnny, what about the $1,000 bounty that the Eco company wants?
Oh, okay. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
listen
God.
to Ian. Listen to these two. I mean,
I guess that was Eric the businessman.
Eric the business.
He's not an actor.
Hey, Johnny, what about the $1,000 thing that he goes like I'm some sort of schlub?
Bounty.
Why don't all my sponsors just skip buying commercials and just go to
And
Eric?
go to Eric.
Eric and Johnny directly. Funniest thing I saw on YouTube. It's so great. Although I don't even know how they got away with it. They did this stunt in some foreign country. I don't know where. They had an elevator rigged. The elevator would stop. It would go dark, and they'd have one person in there. You know, they had a camera in there.
Yeah.
They slid a little girl in a white, make her look like a ghost to give her that vampire makeup. And the lights come back on, and the people turn around and they see this little girl, like a 5-year-old girl looking like a ghost, standing there, and the people freak out. Now, I'm surprised none of them.
Wouldn't you?
Oh my God, I'd be so scared. I'm surprised no one had a heart attack during this stunt.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Then I saw another great one on YouTube. It was so dangerous, but that was the funniest. I mean, it's just amazing to watch people freak out over a ghost with them.
I think they kept the ones of the people dying away for that. They've got to be people who died.
Then the elevator goes black again, and they pull the little girl out, and they're like, oh my God, they think they're going crazy. And the other one I saw recently was this guy's walking around in a park. I think it's in France or something. And he has this thing. He goes, "Excuse me, I have a gay meter. I just want to see if you're gay." He hits this is like a piece of wood with a buzzer on it, and he points it at people, and he goes, "Oh, you are gay. You're very gay." And these guys get up and they beat the shit out of him. They go, "Oh, we are not gay."
That's funny.
Oh,
That's funny.
Robin, this guy's insane. Because
Oh, I got to see both of them.
it's fantastic, and I don't even know what website I was on, but they're just putting gay buzzers. In fact, I'm getting a gay buzzer for our show.
Hey, let's send Sally Richard out with gay buzzers.
Oh, no. They'll get killed. New Yorkers will just get. In fact,
I'll be here for that one.
Let me show you something. I built a gay buzzer. I'll show you how it works. It looks like a TV remote. Here, look. I'll point it at George. First, I'll point it at me. You'll see.
Okay.
It just makes this sound that shows you I'm not gay. Here, wait. Let me see. It's not working. Makes a sound that says I'm not gay. All right, let me turn it on. There we go. See?
That's a not gay sound.
That's not gay. Now watch what happens when I put it on.
Silent with me.
No, let me see when I put it on you what it does. It should put the gay sound.
Okay, all right.
Try it on. Try it on, Benji. All right.
But just hit me, don't hit George.
Yeah, because they're pretty close together.
I'll
stand by the mic. It's okay. It'll reach, I think I know what this is gonna be.
Oh, listen to that! Oh my
Hey,
God!
the thing's smoking. I expected that. Smoke coming out of it. Hey, you know, while we're doing this, let me ask you, who can we get in here that might actually think that thing works? Yeah, besides George. You know, George still thinks it works. Who can we get in here? Seriously, I want to do it on right now. Like someone who would be like upset about it.
Well, they're listening right now.
They should
so
be, but maybe there's somebody around who isn't listening.
Where's Ross?
Yeah, Ross won't fall for it though.
He won't?
He actually, I think his IQ's above 89.
Well, we don't have Bobo
Although
here.
when we go to a club, I'm not sure. Who the
Yeah,
hell?
Bobo would have been perfect.
Who's running around here would be offended if we found out they were gay. Like we need like.
Maybe flattered.
Hey, can you get Gary the retard on the phone?
Oh, it works over the phone as well.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Eric.
works over the phone.
Eric
Oh,
DeVinci.
so where's that? Hey, get Eric the actor on the
Okay.
phone. Eric the actor. Hopefully he's not listening. He's probably listening.
Hey, problem. No, maybe he went back to sleep after that.
Oh yeah. All right.
You're such a prankster.
Well, I just want to see if it works. It worked on you. You're gay.
Oh, yes.
There's nothing by about that.
There's no question.
Hey, Rob, let me point it at you for a second. Let me see what happens. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You're straight.
Verification, finally.
A lot of people think you're gay. You're not. Hey, Eric the actor, real quick. I got this device here that tells you whether you're gay or not. Okay?
All right.
All right, let me point it at George, for example, and show you what happens. Okay. That means you're gay.
Now, point it at you so that we know that it does
That it works? All right.
different things, yeah.
Okay, this isn't me. Hold on. That means I'm not gay.
Got it?
Eric,
Yes.
I'm pointing it at the phone. I just want to know. Are you or not? This will tell us once and for all. Here we go.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, let me test that again. Because he's heterosexual, I thought. Go ahead. That means you're gay.
Yep.
Eric, do you have something to tell us?
I woke up for this bullshit.
Is there a man in the room with you?
No, dumb fuck.
Because I'm telling you, it's going off like crazy. Eric, this thing is going off.
Look at it, it's stuck.
All right. Stop it for a second here. I'll turn it off. I'm just trying to figure. I said, who's the most heterosexual guy I can call? I thought it was you, and then this is saying you're gay.
And it's not wrong. It seems to work.
Let me test it again. George, I'm pointing it at you.
Yes. Very good.
All right.
Point it at Benji. Point it at Fred. Point it at me. All right. Point
Now
it at
point it at Eric.
Eric.
Ah.
Do you want to say something?
Indisputable.
Do you want to say something about this?
I am
What?
not gay.
All right. So you're saying this isn't accurate?
No, it's not.
You've not had a gay experience?
Not even any tendencies or.
Anything? You've never looked at a guy and said, "Wow, he's got a nice cock."
No, dumbass. I've never.
I just can't imagine. Wait. So let me point it at Gary. Let me make sure this thing's working right. I can't figure this out. Gary, I'll point it at you. So Gary's gay. Wow.
Shut the fuck up.
That was a weird one too.
Yeah, Gary's married with children.
I know.
He's turning into Eric the actor.
You said midget.
We all slip
Freudian.
sometimes.
All right, let me test it again. Hold on. I'll point it at the phone.
I don't know, Eric.
What do you make of this? You sure you're not into guys?
I am 100% sure.
Here, I'm pointing it at Sal. Says he's straight. Fred, let me point it at you again.
Yeah, he's in this other guy's balls and he's straight.
It says, it says he's straight. Let me just think. I'll point it to Jason. Let me point it to George. All
See,
right.
it seems to work.
Eric, let me do it one more time to the phone.
Ah,
Says you're more gay than ever.
not even a little bit straight.
Yeah. I can't even turn it off when it goes
more,
to
more
Eric.
gay than George Takei.
There it is. That's the proof.
What do you make of it? Eric, surely there's something you want to say.
That you're a dumb fuck. I'm not gay.
Let me test it again. One last time, because I know Eric isn't. This can't be right. Let me try it again.
Well, what's wrong with it?
He's speechless.
It seems to... let me point it to George.
There it is.
That's correct.
Pointing it at Benji. Pointing it at
That's
Fred.
correct.
Pointing
That's
at Robin.
correct.
I'm pointing it at you. Pointing
Right,
at me.
that's correct.
I pointed at Eric.
It's right all these times.
There we are.
Come on, Eric.
Eric, what is this? Just help me out here. You say
Silence of embarrassment.
What it is that dumb fuck Fred hitting the wrong or hitting the sound and you don't have bullshit.
all right, you busted me. You busted me. All right,
Eric, come out of the closet.
Actually, Eric, you're right. Because look, I'm gonna point it at you, and I think I can make it go straight. Watch. I guess I can. Go ahead. Come on. There, you're straight. It turns out you are. The thing was broken. I don't want to be upset.
You put your bag in the closet.
All right. You must have been sitting.
You're straight.
You might have been sitting in a gay chair, made by a gay guy who probably touched it. That's probably what happened.
We think you're straight.
I know I am.
All right. We're just busting your balls.
Yeah. Go back to sleep.
Do you know Mitt Romney was going to hand out these things at his inauguration?
He would.
Yeah. Eric, we're having some fun. Can you get a fucking... Do you ever laugh at anything?
Yes, I'll laugh at
That's
plenty of
that's
things.
that's tomato sign.
Comedy movies and
Have you ever laughed at anything?
yes,
Selon lettre.
yes. Have never.
Ben, t'as pas un cassé qui peut se réveiller là bas.
L'autre femme d'ailleurs, de l'autre, tu leur parleras même pas comme si c'était ton bébé. C'est terrible.
Oh, that makes us feel better.
Go back. Eric, you're going
Qu'est-ce que tu veux? On va faire la pause de l'autre qui doit s'asseoir. Garantie à la vie.
There you go, you're straight. All
Là,
right.
ben, c'est avec nous autres, tu comprends.
Non, non, moi, je te dis, j'ai fait faire tes
Sweet
la
dreams
Ouais,
about
je t'avais
girls.
dit, mais reste ici.
Goodbye, Eric.
Hein?
Robin, it's time for...
Tu le sauves, pète ta gueule à lui.
Entirely whether an unprovided man is faithful just by looking at his face.
Ta faute, ta gueule.
I have a thing if I...
Oh my God.
For example, I'll point...
That's enough for now. I'll sleep a little bit. Ugh. I'll sleep a little bit, guys. Your boy's tired. I have to wake up in like 6 hours. So, this is possibly it for me tonight. Possibly.